We're going.
Huh?
We're going.
We're on now?
We're rolling.
Hey.
Kelly, welcome to the HeleyCast.
Thank you, Daniel.
I want to start out and just admit the material you sent me, I did not have time to read because certain things in the news happened, and I got sidetracked.
Oh, the assassination, yeah.
Yes, the assassination and everything. R.I.P. Prayers go out to his family as well. Getting past that, what I know of you is you are a native Oklahoman comedian.
Well,
but
yeah.
you also went to New York City just recently, and that's really why I brought you in. Today is 9/11, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So
I noticed that. I didn't. But first of all, I was not a native of Oklahoma until Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Okay.
Because my mother was pregnant with me when the family moved to Missouri, and I was born there. So for a long time, I was a native of Missouri until they overturned Roe v. Wade.
Gotcha.
But yes, I spent 2 years working on my craft in New York. I was living in New Jersey.
Like Newark or what?
Yeah, that area is Hillside, which is a suburb of Newark.
Okay.
And I did that for two reasons. One, I didn't want to pay rent in New York, and the other was I didn't want to drive there.
Take the subway?
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know, I would driving in New Jersey is hard enough.
Right.
I mean, this first time in my life I ever gave somebody the finger while driving to church.
So that subway system that's in Manhattan, New York area, that goes into Jersey as well?
Well, no, I'd have to either, there was I eventually learned that there was a bus about 2 blocks from where I was living that would get me to Port Authority bus terminal in about 30 or 35 minutes. Only cost $6, nonstop. It was nonstop, too. Nice, comfortable bus. And so from Port Authority bus terminal, I'd take the subway wherever I needed to go. Before I found out about that, I would have to drive to the Elizabeth train station in Elizabeth, New Jersey, park there, then take a train to Penn Station and get on the subway there, and that took longer. And I was substitute teaching in New York, because the first of those buses that went to the Port Authority didn't leave till like 6:30.
I don't mean to interrupt. Try to get that mic a little closer to you're perfectly allowed to touch it and move it closer to you.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry.
know, I don't. You know,
I was just looking at the board
I don't want to get mono
tracking
in stereo. Okay.
I was just tracking your voice. You sounded fine on the board and everything, but I want to capture everything you're saying as well. So
yeah. Anyway, but
substitute teacher.
Yeah, and some of the assignments were either early enough or far enough away to where I couldn't make it on time if I took that 6:30 bus. So I would have to leave around 5 something and get on the train, take that bus to the Elizabeth train station, get on the train from there. I'm too old for that. It's already a 2-hour commute. Get up at 4:30 to substitute teach. But and the students were like young enough to be my grandchildren.
How old are you?
I'm 59.
Oh, you're not too old.
But I would. So out of touch, I'd tell them to get on the floor and sit Indian style, and they'd all put on headsets. They'd start fixing each other's laptops. One kid sat at my desk and rang a bell and said, "Checkouts at noon." So I was like, "No, Indian style, like Native American style," and they started dealing cards.
Oh, Jesus. When you were in New York for the 2 years, well, New Jersey, but you did comedy in New York. What clubs were you? Was Dangerfield still around, or was it done?
Well, they closed for a while, then they reopened as Rodney's, and I did 1 or 2 open mics there.
There's Gotham as well, right?
Gotham, I did some open mics there. In fact, kind of a funny story behind that. When I was a professor in Alabama, this is back in around...
What'd you teach?
Sports management.
Okay.
And I was living in Daphne, Alabama, a suburb of Mobile, but I had a girlfriend in Medford, New Jersey. That's a long story, but anyway, one morning she goes into her kitchen on a Wednesday morning, and she sees a baby bat in her sink floating in the dishwater with the dishes. That freaked her out, but she thought the bat was dead, so she threw it in the trash can. And Sunday morning, she went out to add more trash to the trash can and found out the bat was still alive. So that kind of freaked her out.
Oh, yeah.
So first I was being the sympathetic boyfriend. Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy, that happened to you and all of that.
Right.
But then after I got off the phone, I got a little ornery. And I started seeing these pictures of Batman, Man-Bat, Batwoman, and all of this. And then I go to church. I arrive early, and I get a call on my cell phone. She goes, "You send me more bat stuff, I'm going to kick your ass." And so I had already been thinking about doing this 10-day vacation where I would go to Oklahoma and see my family and go to New Jersey and see her. And, I would fly from Mobile to Oklahoma City to Philadelphia back to Oklahoma City.
Right.
And I just done
That's a lot.
Well, I just done a stand-up routine at my church, a talent show they were having, and I'd been out of comedy for a long time, almost 20 years. And I listened to the recording, and I thought, my marriage had just broken up. I thought, I got to do this again. So I went through the internet. I ran across Jessica Curson.
Okay.
Yeah, she wasn't famous yet.
Right.
But she told me about a mic at the Gotham Comedy Club that I could do while I was out in Jersey. And so instead of just, telling Nancy, hey, I'm going to do a little stand-up while I'm out there visiting you, I just forwarded her the email exchange between me and Jessica Curson, and she thought I was making another bat joke because it was the Gotham Comedy Club. I was a Batman nerd when I was a kid. I didn't even think about that.
That's hilarious. There's Gotham, Dangerfields was out there, and then you have the Cellar. Did you hit the Cellar ever?
Oh, I think I might have. Yeah, yeah. That was that woman was talking about kids that are who've never smoked start vaping, and said that was like taking methadone when you've never done heroin. Is what she said. But I think I remember doing the Cellar, the West Side Comedy Club.
There's the Boston Comedy Club in New York, isn't there? Or
haven't heard of that.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
And I auditioned for the amateur night at the Apollo Theater.
Oh, that's right. The Apollo's there.
Yeah, and I did some background acting, and I got to be on my favorite TV show.
Batman.
No. Went off the air when I was 3 years old. Anyway, no, my favorite TV show.
The one with Adam West?
Yeah, that one went off the air when I was 3 years old. But anyway, my favorite TV show, Blue Bloods.
Oh.
And, and I went 4 episodes. I was like a kid on a field trip. First time it was like I was 6 years old going to my first Dallas Cowboy game.
That's
Second
cool.
time I was like a 4th grader on a field trip. It was really cool. So many people involved in the making of a TV show. And I was able to see myself in one of the 4 episodes I was there for. So I was getting my 15 minutes of fame 4 seconds at a time. And but it was a great experience.
Okay.
Donnie Wahlberg actually said hello to me.
That's actually really cool. That's really cool. A Wahlberg recognizing you? Or at least saying hi? That's cool.
Yeah.
The Wahlbergs are big. I like the Wahlbergs. I haven't had their burgers. Have you tried their
I did not get around to going
Wahlburgers?
there. There's so many things I should have done. It's almost like I was afraid to have fun. I'm like, I'm here on business,
Well, Oklahoma City is on a glow up with their restaurants and everything. But what I've noticed with Dallas, they're on a real big kind of scale. Like, have you been to Dallas lately?
It's been a while.
So there's a place, I can't remember what mall it is, but there's a place called Italy. And it's a whole 2-story or 3-story Italy grocery store.
Oh.
Where it has the big wheels of cheese from Italy. Dude, it's honestly, I made a trip just to go there.
Yeah, you look after those Italian dudes, though, man. Italian dudes.
I love Italian food. I love just Italians are just.
Oh, I love Italian food. Now, Italian guys,
Hey,
they are so passionate that when they take Viagra, they become attracted to both sexes. It makes the day go by.
oh yeah,
Day go by.
they go by. I get it. I get it. I get it. That's hilarious. Hold on, I got. Dead air is always nice.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? I'm trying to do a podcast and send something to.
Well, while he's doing that, folks,
yeah, go ahead, man. Promote what you've got going on.
Kia car dealers are all going to hell.
That's probably not wrong.
They keep selling their souls
Yeah.
and their Sorrentos and their Spectrums. I wanted to get a Jeep Grand Cherokee, but I couldn't get one.
Get a Toyota.
When I had to
Toyotas are good.
I had to settle for a Jeep Grand Caucasian. I called it my Grand Cracker. It's part Cherokee, but I can't prove it. You know.
Just like Elizabeth Warren.
What?
Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, yeah, you know,
Just-
it's not on the rolls. I have to find another way to put it through college.
1/62nd Cherokee or whatever.
I'm supposed to be like 3/32 Cherokee is what my dad always told me. But
I am nothing. I'm not even American. I'm Romanian.
Romanian.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like Nadia. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got like 1 point. I want to say like 14% Italian. I've got Ukrainian, Russian. I mean, the majority is like Greek. The majority is 93% Romanian. Like I'm Romanian, but my ancestors have been all over. Like there's 0.4% African. You know that wasn't a happy marriage.
I definitely can't see that.
No.
It's I'm part Irish and part French, so when I go into a bar, I pick a fight and then surrender. You want a piece of me? You could have one.
I just listened to the Charlie Sheen and Joe Rogan podcast on my way here, and Charlie said he met Rodney Dangerfield, just, bringing up the Dangerfield thing. And he said he and Rodney went out to party, and Rodney's like, what are you, what ethnicity are you, And he's like, I'm Spanish and Irish. And he's like, so half of you likes to throw a parade and the other half doesn't, or one half doesn't know whether to throw a parade and the other half doesn't know whether to go to war.
Oh.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my gosh.
Who's your favorite comedian?
That's a good question. My early
I need to start asking more comedians who their favorite comedians are. And I'll ask you, like, two. You have two comedians. So, like, of all time, like, that are dead or even alive still, and now, like, right now, trending, who do you think is the best?
My early influences were Johnny Carson, Stephen Wright, Steve Martin, Weird Al, very diverse group there.
It's very
And
diverse.
Argus Hamilton,
Okay.
who I've opened for twice. And
I think my dad has a story about, meeting Weird Al Yankovic's brother in a Minnesota bar. And, like, I can't remember what the whole story is. I'll have to have my dad tell it sometime. But, like, he was just swearing up and down. And I guess he was getting free drinks because of it and stuff. And he did look sort of like Weird Al. Like,
well, Johnny Carson said Weird Al's brother was an insurance salesman named Normal Dave Yankovic. But Jay Leno was not an early influence of mine, but I really, one of my favorites as far as watching. Currently, I think Greg Morton is the funniest man in North America. You know who that is?
I don't.
Yeah, and I mean,
Say the name. Greg what?
Greg Morton.
Morton.
And, you see
I
him
know
on
Jim Norton.
Yeah, well, you see him on TV, and he's funny. But if you see him in person, he just kills you.
Greg Morton, hold on.
Yeah. Well, while you're looking him up, he was a semifinalist on America's Got Talent. He headlined several times at the Looney Bin in Oklahoma City. That's where I met him. I've gotten to know him pretty well. He lives in Toronto.
Black?
Yeah, he's a light-skinned black guy with glasses and buck teeth. And
Is this a sound effect guy?
yeah, he does. He did a lot of sound effects and cartoon voices and
Okay, I
Star
know who.
Wars
Yeah,
voices
okay.
on America's Got Talent. That's him.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
And he
I'll post pictures for you guys, and you'll see him. I need to get TV in here. So, not to interrupt you, I think I'm gonna have a group of guys come in, kind of like you listen to Joe Rogan ever?
I don't actually.
So he has a group of buddies called Protect Our Parks with Shane Gillis, Mark Norman, and Ari Shafir, and they all come in. They get blasted and talk conspiracies, and it's a silly podcast. It's not to be taken seriously, and they do history. It's all over the board. And I've picked 3 comedians out of the scene right now to do a podcast every once in a while, and it's going to be on Saturdays. So we're going to watch a football game or watch a sports event while we're doing the podcast.
Like the Manning cast.
That or like a fight companion, Joe Rogan fight companion as well.
Yeah, but I've seen a little bit of the Manning cast.
I haven't seen Manning Cast. What is Manning Cast? Is that
ESPN does it on one of their alternate channels during Monday Night Football.
I don't want to get sued. So,
No. What they do on Monday Night Football, they'll have Peyton and Eli Manning. I think they might have Cooper on there too. And they'll have a special celebrity guest, and they'll watch a game live and comment on it while they're showing it on the TV.
That's cool. So kind of like in a living room setting, or are they at the
like
game?
that. Yeah, kind of like a living room type of setting.
That's cool. Yeah, I thought I'll have to talk to Aaron, but I figured if I could bring a TV in here with a stand and maybe put it under the camera or whatnot and capture as much camera time as we can, and then eventually have to go to audio because I only have a certain amount of time on camera. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or I guess I could bring a backup. I should probably start doing that.
I don't know if you have the legality of...
Well, I mean, the only thing, that's what I've thought too, the legality of...
Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent is prohibited.
We're not going to... So the board could possibly... I could connect the board to the TV, but I think what I'm going to do is have the TV as a background so you're not going to necessarily hear it. And then you and I would be talking over it. And the whole idea is we're going to drink, have fun, eat, talk about the game here and there, but it's not necessarily focused. It's just to have fun. You know, I think it's, for me, I haven't even told the guys this, but I think it's more of a mental health thing for men as well, because I think once in a while men need that kind of day or night where guys just hang out and let loose. And I get it, we're recording, we're on camera and everything, but at the same time, it's content. You know what I mean? Hey, you're holding your Diet Coke. Cheers, buddy. Thank you for coming on.
Sure, thank you. You know, the 3 truest things ever said about me, and this ties into what you're talking about. One, when I was 11 years old, and my mother told me that all I think about is what Kelly wants to say. And she recently apologized for that. I said, don't apologize.
Oh, your mother's still alive?
Yeah.
God bless.
She's 86.
And God bless. My grandmother, she died at 88. So God bless. I'm not. Hey, that's not foreshadowing. Not. You know.
But anyway,
I was just saying, God, like that's awesome.
The second truest thing is when I first started teaching at the United States Sports Academy. My first wife said he enjoys imparting his sports knowledge on people.
Why do you have a first wife? How many wives have you had?
2.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Then
better than the president.
The third. Yeah, I'm not my third wife. I didn't have a third wife, but the third truest thing.
The third wife is coming up soon.
No, God, no.
Guy, ladies, he's single.
God, no. Okay, the third truest thing ever said about
bad.
me was when I was working. I had this job, and one of my coworkers was selling something for a fundraiser or something, and she goes, "I think I'll go to my uncle's liquor store and sell it to some of my wino friends." And I started going, "And all my wino friends have settled down." And she goes, "Kelly, you've got singing and comedy Tourette's." Those are the 3 truest things said about me.
we got off to a silly start, and I love it and everything. Let me get a little serious with you. I want to dive a little deep into you. I want to get to know you. I want everything. No, stand back up.
What's your notebook?
You said you were from Missouri. Where you born there?
Well, I was born there, but I was like a year old when we moved back to Oklahoma, so I have no recollection.
So you were born in Missouri. I believe my mom was also born in Missouri, but she was raised in Newkirk, Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
I think she was born in like Springfield or something in Illinois, or not Illinois, Missouri. But lived in Newkirk. So most of your life, you only lived in Missouri about a year, moved here. I'm trying to. When did you start comedy? Because you kind of went over your young age with your mother and everything.
Yeah.
It's specifically detailed, but like I generally have comedians on to get to know them, to get their give them publicity as much as possible. I don't have a lot of fucking people that listen or whatnot, but I try,
Well, my first comedy club performance was April 1st, 1985. I was 19.
Okay. I was going to say 20. So, okay.
I was at Joker's, and
what's Joker's? Is that here in Oklahoma?
That was a comedy club in Oklahoma, the first comedy club in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And
where was that located, if you don't mind me asking?
63rd Northwest Expressway.
Okay. Close
to
to where Looney Bin used to be.
A couple miles.
Okay. I'm just trying to get in my head. I saw
Ellen DeGeneres open for Argus Hamilton there back in the 80s, before Ellen was famous.
Say that again.
I saw Ellen DeGeneres open for Argus Hamilton there. Yeah. Then 30 years later, I got to open for Argus Hamilton.
Okay, Argus. I was going to say for Ellen. That would be crazy if you opened for Ellen.
No, well, actually, I tell people that I interviewed for the announcer job there, and when we did a test dialogue, and she said, "You're a good straight man, Kelly." And I said, "Well, thank you, Ellen. You're a good lesbian." But that didn't happen. No, I never.
But
anyway, we were talking. I did comedy for about four years, and then I was inactive for a long time.
So you did comedy up to 23, 24. Because you were 19 when you started?
Yeah, I was.
I'm trying to keep track.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I was inactive for a long time when I was a POW.
Prisoner of war?
Prisoner of wife. I still have PTSD, post-traumatic Suzanne disorder.
Suzanne? Jesus. It sounds like a TV show. You could make a show called Suzanne.
Suzanne was my first wife of 20 years. She had IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And she filed for divorce on Martin Luther King Day. And all I could say was, free at last, thank God Almighty, I'm free at last.
We're going to have a Charlie Kirk Day eventually.
Oh gosh. I'm just kidding, of course. The courthouse is closed on Martin Luther King Day. She filed the day after.
Of course.
For a while, I kind of missed the sex. I have a wet dream.
You're a funny man, you know that. you joke around a lot, and I love it. I love the energy. I do. I didn't expect it from you.
Yeah.
You're a doctor.
I have a doctorate in sports management.
Did you ever, so the sports management, that's agency and everything, or is it medicine?
Basically, it's like a general, kind of like getting your MBA on ESPN, really, but it's what the school was set up, basically.
Before you explain, just real quick, I apologize for interrupting. What did you use your degree? Like, did you use it, or?
A few years ago, I was first base coach for a T-ball team.
Okay.
Which involves just standing there saying, come on, run this way,
Grandchild?
My second wife's had two great-grandsons on a T-ball team. She was the coach. I was the first base coach. Anyway.
Do you not have any kids of your own?
I have one. She's 36.
That's awesome.
Yeah. She is a graduate of New York University. Before she went there, though, she was homeschooled by her mother. So, who wouldn't be an honor student if their dad slept with a teacher? I'm just kidding. I mean, I didn't say
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, though. I get it.
Anyway, back to... So, basically, this school started out... United States Sports Academy started out, and coaches and everything would go there in the summer and work on their masters. They get their masters. They work for a school, so they get automatic pay raise. Because they work for a school, they get a master's degree. So they had no problem paying off their student loans. That helps the accreditation. I thought I could make some sort of career out of that, or just, I don't know. But I stayed around and got my doctorate. Before I studied accounting, I thought an asset was a female donkey.
What was when you chose that degree? What was the main plan? I'm not
taking a nap when I'm finished.
Well, did you plan on doing agency work? Or?
No.
Because that's what it sounds like. Sports management sounds like agency work.
I didn't really have a clear goal on it.
So you just went to college to...
Yeah.
I apologize if this sounds offensive, to kind of fuck around.
No, because I did that at OU. But anyway, I got my bachelor's at UCO when I was 26, Okay. But anyway.
I'm not trying to be rude.
I'm
genuinely curious about your degree.
I was working very hard with no particular direction, but I did my master's mentorship with the Aloha Bowl and the Jeep Aloha Bowl, Oahu Bowl doubleheader, Bowl Games Hawaii. And I did my doctoral mentorship with Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. I did my dissertation on bowl games. And
the dissertation is like your final paper, right?
Right.
Sorry, I didn't complete college. I went to, I basically almost got my associates. I didn't complete my associates. And if I go back, I'm honestly considering going back. Sorry for interrupting again. I think I want to go back for broadcasting and journalism, to be honest. What just recently happened, I don't know if I'd go into that type of journalism. Maybe more sports journalism and actually do something with it. But my fiance recently, not recently, but last night told me when I do my podcast, I put on a persona or bring on different personas, and I need to start bringing my own voice to this this broadcast, this everything I do, because this is my baby. This is my number one show. I have another show that is in development with Brandon Killa. We're still trying to work out things because he's got a busy schedule. So, but she told me I bring on personas. So my whole thought process is I need to be more. It looks like I have a persona on right now with this nice clothing, but I want to dress appropriate for the position I want to be in. And that's not necessarily a CEO. I want to be just the owner. I guess it is CEO, but I want to be the owner of my entertainment production, which my podcast falls under, which is called Healy Entertainment. So,
interesting.
And I'm sorry that we got off track.
Okay, but you talk about your look. 1981, around 1980, I guess, when Hayden Fry took over as head football coach at the University of Iowa. And this was that time period when the Pittsburgh Steelers had won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. Mm-hmm. And Iowa wore black and gold. He made a powerhouse out of Iowa. In 81, he got
defensive-wise, right? Yeah. Or am I thinking of the coach now?
Well,
who's the coach right now?
I can't remember his name now. But anyway, he changed their uniforms to where they looked just like the Pittsburgh Steelers uniforms. And he said if they're going to be winners, they got to look like winners. And to this day, they have those Pittsburgh Steelers-style uniforms.
They do.
And so, I guess so there's something to what you say about looking the part.
Yeah, definitely. This isn't going to be my every podcast attire. I'm going to look a little different, but I think I need to start looking more professional, start acting more professional. I need to. I told you ahead of time that I didn't. You sent me information about you and just what has happened this week. Yeah. I didn't get to dive into it, and I apologize about that. And just to let you know, we're only 30 minutes in, and I already know I want you back on.
Oh, thank you.
So I will have you back on for sure.
Been on that long. Okay.
Yeah, we have. I want you back on for sure already. I'm not wrapping things up. I just want you to know that.
It's okay. I got plenty of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, that's why I want you back on, because you have a mind full of just things to say, and that's awesome. And bringing back my fiance, she told me find my voice, and she really doesn't want to be that. She doesn't want to be part of that political world where I step out and bring out my voice on my political views, which I have on this podcast. I'm very outward on my political views. I'm not shy about
I
it.
can tell you're conservative leaning just by what I saw on your Facebook
Yes,
page
sir.
today.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I'm like economically conservative and socially liberal.
Today's atmosphere, I don't even call myself conservative. I'm more of a constitutionalist.
There's something to be said for that.
And the thing about that is, the minute I know the minute when I became a constitutionalist, and it was through a Joe Rogan joke. Joe Rogan was talking about how our founding fathers built the Constitution and the amendments, and we only have 27. And he's like, if our founding fathers were here today, they'd be like, "You guys stopped? This is a living document. You're supposed to continue adding to it." So that's why I'm more of a constitutionalist. Like, I think, and how divided and biased everything is now, it's almost damn near impossible to amend an amendment now. You know what I mean? So
it's just well, you have to.
The last time we sorry for cutting you off one more time. The last time we amended an amendment was in 1992, almost over 30 years ago.
Amended an amendment?
When we created an amendment. In
1992?
The 27th Amendment came in and that was a pay raise.
1992.
It was a pay raise for Congress.
I didn't know that was put in the Constitution. I don't think there had been an amendment in my lifetime.
The 27th Amendment, also known as the Congressional Compensation Act of 1789, prevents law-changing congressional salaries from effect until after the next House of Representatives election. It was originally proposed in 1789, but wasn't ratified until 1992.
Oh, so in other words, if Congress passes a pay raise, it doesn't take effect until the next session.
Yes.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Kind of like Henry Bellman. It used to be the governor of Oklahoma could never succeed himself. They could only serve one term. And
really?
When Henry Bellman was governor, he signed a bill that said the governor could succeed himself, but it wouldn't take effect until the next term, so he couldn't succeed himself. So Dewey Bartley succeeded him, and
then he could run again.
Then Bartlett chose to run for the Senate and said, so no governor succeeded himself until George Nye. However, Bellman came back years later and ran for another term as governor and won.
Interesting.
Yeah, in fact, we had Oklahoma had the same governor when I was born and when my first wife was born as it did when our daughter was born.
That sounds like corruption almost.
Well, no, he just served 2 terms, but they were just way far apart. He served 2 terms in the U.S. Senate in between.
When I mean corruption, I mean, it shouldn't. I guess it's not corruption. It should be. Nowadays, we just have back-to-back governorship, right?
Well,
because Stitt won.
We've had some. I think Mary Fallon had
8. Did she have 8?
8 years, and I think
Stitt had Stitt had 8, or
that's
is
right,
having
Stitt's
8
on the second term.
And who was before Mary Fallon? It was a Democrat, right?
Henry.
Brad Henry.
Brad Henry, and before that
did he do 8?
I can't remember. I don't know. I think
he
when
did
I was
8.
Out of state.
Wait, where were you out of state during Brad Henry?
Brad Henry? Probably Alabama.
Brad Henry served from 2003 to 2011.
Yeah, and I was in Alabama off and on from 1998 to 2011.
Okay.
Because I served on the faculty at the United States for 6 years after I got my doctorate.
Okay.
Yeah. A million stories go with that. We gave an honorary doctorate to Pat Summitt.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
so you
cool.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was really cool. First of all, the weekend before we did this, my mother...
This is what I'm talking about. You got these stories, man. When I get better equipment, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
I keep cutting you off, and I apologize. And even my listeners and viewers have made comments about, hey, you cut off your people. Anyways, continue. Keep going.
So the weekend before we did this, my mother stopped by on her way to Tampa to come visit me. And I said, we're giving an honorary doctorate to Pat Summitt. And she said, why not give one to Sherry Cole? She's prettier. And I said, well, if she wins 1,000 games, we might give her one. She goes, oh, she may not be so pretty then. So anyway, So they did this press conference. Pat Summitt, first of all, she said that she tells her players to avoid the 3 Ps: parents, peers, and the press.
Yep.
And I don't know, sometimes a joke just pops out of me. I can't stop it. I said, and the police. And so she had also said that her lawyer had told her that he could get her an NBA coaching job, but she felt like it was her calling in life to coach women. And so during the reception afterwards, after her ceremony, we had a reception, and I said, Coach Summitt, can you name a woman who you think would be a good NBA coach? Now, by this time, she's already pegged me as a jokester because what I said in the press conference. Right. And if you've ever seen that ESPN commercial, you see the demeanor she reacts to that. But anyway, she goes, let me think about that for a couple of minutes. So she walks away, and a couple of minutes later, she walks out to me, and she says, I thought about your question, and I just couldn't think of any woman who's as mean as I am. And I said, you haven't met my ex-wife. Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
So that was a good experience.
Oh, Jesus.
I got a good picture of me guzzling a Diet Coke while standing next to her, too. And another one, me shaking hands when we both got our caps and gowns.
You know
on.
who you remind me of? You remind me of Al Ashbeck. That's who you remind me of.
When I was 16 years old, I would do impressions of Al Ashbeck covering the Salem witchcraft trials.
Al, where are you today?
Oh,
you know, Jim, I'm here in the studio. I'm here at Othello's.
Good late afternoon, everybody. This is Al Ashbeck,
King of the Midgets.
Well, we were reading The Crucible in English class, and so I got thinking, what if Al Ashbeck had covered the Salem witchcraft trials? And I'm like, this is back when I was on KTOK. I was like, good late afternoon, everybody. This is Al Ashbeck live from Salem, Massachusetts, KTOK Witch Talk. But first, let's check the weather. Another injustice. It's 2 degrees warmer in Winston, Massachusetts than it is in Salem. I'm going to write a letter, I promise you. And so from what I understand, John Proctor is going to confess to fornication in the court today. He said so after calling his mistress, Abigail Williams, a mad, murderous witch. Oh, I love a good hate. That's like good. And if you've got some good, wicked hate to confess to, just give us a call, 840-1000, 840-1000.
Jesus Christ.
But I've come to this conclusion that listening to sports talk radio can contribute to divorce, tax problems,
gambling issues.
Well, no, tax problems, low testosterone.
Oh, I'm talking about me.
Low testosterone and erectile dysfunction. And I say this because when you listen to sports talk radio stations, half the commercials are for divorce lawyers, tax lawyers,
that is true.
Products that treat low testosterone, erectile dysfunction,
men's wellness,
and how to get out of a timeshare agreement.
Yep.
And it got
to how to get into one.
Yeah, well, it got to the point to where for a while Al's title sponsor was Parkridge Medical Clinic.
Yep.
And when Al says that in his thick New Jersey accent, it sounded like he was saying Partridge, like Partridge. Partridge Medical Clinic. So I'm thinking, the Partridge family has its own men's health clinic? It's like, hello world that's lacking in affection. Come on, get happy. We can help you get an erection.
I listen to the Morning Animals more, and I believe
make you happy.
I believe I booked one of them for this podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's exciting. I just have to find a Saturday that suits them. So.
Yeah. Come on in, and we'll help you help you in a jiffy. Don't forget to bring your health insurance card. Come on in, and we'll help you get a stiffy. Life can get easier when you get hard, Stop on by and you'll never be a loner. Come on, get happy. Stop on by and we'll help you get a boner. We'll make you happy. We'll make you happy.
You have
singing and comedy Tourette's.
But you also just have the mind that's so open to just do that kind of art. I don't have that. Like, I take my comedy from fucking events. Like, I have a Palestine joke. You know, I do observational more jokes, and you're a lot more silly and loose, and I like that.
Well, yeah,
like you make me forget about the issues in the world.
Yeah.
When I do comedy, everyone's like, "Oh fuck, maybe he's right." I gotta make people think.
I really don't get into political issues, even though I watch a lot of Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
The thing about Johnny Carson and Jay Leno, you could tell they kind of had conservative leanings personally, but they really tried hard to make fun of both sides.
Yeah.
I just heard.
Same with Shane Gillis.
That's kind of funny. He's on the ESPYs. He made a joke about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, he said, Paycom, I'm thinking they should give him a jersey with the number 2 on it that said Shane Gilgeous-Alexander on it, you know?
It's awesome. I online, I saw a Notre Dame, like, game used jersey for sale for, like, $25. I was trying to buy it. I get paid tomorrow. I was going to get the, it's number, like, 20 or something, number 22 or whatnot, and I wanted to replace the numbers with 69 and get the back with Gillis on the back, use it as a prop, and then until I get to a Gillis show, I would take it to Gillis, have him sign it, get it framed, and that would be like the masterpiece behind me when I get my own podcast studio, like my permanent. I want to make this the permanent, but also like I do want to do my own studio as well, where I have my own kind of, because this is all Aaron. Like if you look into this, and I have no issues with what he's done with the decor. I love the decor and everything. It's just like I also want to add my own spin to things too eventually. So
you're a visionary, and
yeah.
You remember Chad Ochocinco?
Yes.
One time he said he had this. You just reminded me of that. He had this injury, and he said he was ready to play because he was able to do certain sexual acts that he wasn't able to do when he was injured. And I said, Ocho Cinco's been doing seis nueve.
69. I know that one. I have a Latin fiance, so I know that one.
TMI.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No, what was this now? I did something political. Well, it wasn't really political. It was just that
I do a lot of political jokes.
I heard that, and Colbert went to town on this. A member of the Trump administration was writing cowboy porn. Did you hear about that?
No.
He was writing cowboy porn. He'd written it a long time, but he was showing it to his coworkers. Now, I don't see what the big deal here is because I'm a Dallas fan. So I've been watching Cowboys suck for 30 years.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you won't like the alternate. I did Tuesday night. I did that joke at Bricktown, went over real well. But now later on that night, I'm at Othello's and I'm in an OU crowd.
Oh yeah.
So what I said was
more liberal.
Well, no, what I said was they.
More Cowboy fans than anything. OU fans are Cowboy fans.
Well, no, what I said was.
I said what I said.
I said, if they wanted to see Cowboys suck, they'd go to Stillwater. Oh. What I said, and that got applause and laughter in that crowd.
Well deserved. We do suck. We do suck.
Mike Gundy, he should have gone to Penn State or something when he had a chance. When Joe Paterno got fired, there was a headline in the Oklahoman that said, if Penn State calls, will Gundy listen? And I could just see him up there after the Sandusky scandal. I could see him up there going, don't molest kids. Molest me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Damn it. God bless. Kelly, do you have any shows coming up?
I have nothing on the schedule right now because the only thing I ever get on a schedule is when you sign up for Bricktown and they put you on. Are you doing? Days.
Is that still online and stuff? Or
yeah, you sign up online at the beginning of the month, and then they at the end of the month they show you the lineups for the next month. I did a scheduled performance last night at Bricktown, and that's the only one for this month. And I did the Lucky Bucket the night before.
Okay.
And but
they're doing a Lucky Bucket. Okay, on Tuesday nights.
Lately, I've been going to Othello's a lot, and almost like for a while, I had it all structured out to where I would try out new stuff.
You doing the Rumbo tonight?
No, I don't.
I brought you out just to do this, huh?
Yeah, that's right. You did. Well, I thought at first I was going to be going to Stillwater,
No, I'm not going to make people drive to Stillwater if they're here.
Which I would have willing to do.
Tulsa's going to have to drive further now.
But anyway, where was I? Oh, what I would do is I would try stuff out at Othello's and at the workshop here. Mm-hmm. And I would either do my A game or the other stuff once I'm convinced it's good at the open mic here and at the open mic at Bricktown. Now I'm just kind of screwing around. But anyway, that was my strategy originally.
I get it.
But I was so excited about that cowboy porn joke. And I just knew it was one of the few times that I've made up a joke and laughed at it when I made it up.
Well, you made it up. There's a few of those that I've done myself. So
yeah. Sometimes
I love it.
Sometimes I just amuse myself, you know.
I'm still writing myself. I need to get back on stage, start doing it more often. I've got 2 kids now.
How many?
2.
2.
Yeah, I've got a daughter and a son. So
how old are they?
Son is 1.5 years. Daughter is like 4 or 5 months. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember those days.
Oh yeah.
Things have changed though since had a child. They got something called Honest Diapers. You seen those?
No, I haven't seen that.
They're biodegradable diapers. They call them Honest Diapers, which is a weird brand name because I'm like, all new diapers are honest.
Right.
The used ones, they're full of shit. I did get some of those Hebrew National Kosher hot dogs, though, when I was at the store.
That's good.
All the wieners were circumcised.
God damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, DrK.
The often imitated, never duplicated, and sometimes constipated. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, I enjoyed this.
I enjoyed it, too. This is fun.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do it again for sure.
Yeah, I like being interviewed.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you can talk for a while. I can tell. So I definitely want you back on.
Sure.
And we'll definitely...
Let me know when you want me up here.
Absolutely. I'll let you know.
See if I can make it.
All right, everybody. We love you. See you next time. Goodbye.
Oh.
47 minutes. That's good.
Oh.
Hello, Mark Trotter. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the HeleyCast. What's up, Billy Freeman?
What's going on, man? How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hello, Marty.
Oh, hey, buddy.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Next, how are you doing? What's your real name? What's your government name? That is my first question. I'm just going to go right off the bat and go. JJ Wood.
What's up? Long-time listener, first-time guest. Really excited to be here.
You all have headphones now? You get
I got
Healy, what year were you born? 97, 96?
95.
See, all right. Technically, you're a 90s baby, but you missed half of it.